what's going on, everybody? This your favorite cousin Ray Ray coming at you with another segment of In These Streets. Today, we at the Art Loop, which is taking place, the headquarters at the Chris White Gallery. So we're just gonna go in here, have a good time, talk to a few artists, and just ask them different questions about their artwork and what really inspires them and how to find them and everything. So stay tuned, because we have a good show coming for you. All right, so sir, can you tell me what your name is?
Miles Henderson.
Okay, and how old are you?
21.
Okay, and how long have you been into the visual art? What type of a visual artist are you?
I'm the type who, I just like to capture life. You know, whether that's editorial style or I'm setting stuff up, or it's just me walking around the streets finding what I can find. I like to capture free expression in its truest form.
Okay, that's perfect. So just briefly, just talk about and describe your style of visual art, like where you get your motivation, your inspiration, and your passion from.
My passion, it came from my mother. She's an engineer, but she really dabbles in photography and just visual art, like creativity. It showed me that you don't have to be in one box. You know, she could be an engineer and still be the most creative person I know. Usually those people, they stay in their own box. So knowing her, it wanted me to figure out what other type of expression there are in the world. If I'm at the supermarket, for example, this photo right here, why at the supermarket do you have to wear sweatpants and a t-shirt? Why can't I be dressed up as much as possible? You know, that's his expression. It doesn't have to be in one place. So trying to find that is my motivation.
Cool. Can you tell everybody what your name is?
Yes, my name is Terrence Van. I'm a fine artist and illustrator based out of Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay, and how long have you been an artist?
Practically my whole life. I think I've been doing it like on a professional level more so in the last year, you know, trying to take it to a higher level. But I've been practicing the craft of art for a long time.
Okay, so your whole life, is that 20 years, 30, 40? Let the people know.
I'm 24, but I'd say definitely like 15 years of my life has been dedicated to just creating, you know, artwork or music. I'm a musician too, so but art has been taking the, you know, the forefront recently. So you know, over the last year or so, I've been taking it a lot more seriously.
Perfect. So describe your art style. Like, where do you get your inspiration and your influence and your motivation to create the art that you do?
It's interesting, you know. I really just like cartoons. You know, a lot of different styles kind of influence me. You know, it's you know, Pablo Picasso is a really huge influence of mine. Just how he was very free flowing with his work, and you know, just like comic books, cartoons, everything. You know, it's kind of just like all, you know, combined itself into this one art form. I don't even know what to call it really, but it's, you know, everything kind of inspires me, you know, even my environment too.
Okay. So can you tell all the fine folks at home what your name is?
My name is Aleem Smith.
Okay, and what type of visual artist are you?
I would say a pro-black visual artist.
You want to explain that a little bit?
I only want to celebrate black people and show them in a beautiful light.
Okay. Any particular reason why, or what's the importance of you to show black people in a beautiful light?
Because the media is doing enough in the opposite direction, okay, to me.
So yeah. How long have you been a pro-black artist?
Maybe 5 years, 6 years. Yeah. Okay.
And where do you get your motivation, your inspiration, and your influence to do that type of art that you do?
Black women, black women basically, like, for the most part, black women.
So what do you want people to take away from your art, that when they view it, that they see, what type of message do you want to relate to them?
From this series in particularly, that black entertainment is the most powerful thing in the world. Like, it influences people more than anything else. Black people, at least, because we don't really have a culture. Everything was taken from us. So celebrities and people in movies and music, that's who we look up to. That's who we kind of not pray to, but that's who we look up to and aspire to be like, because they made it out.
All right, so can you tell everybody who's watching what your name is?
My name is Tony Lewis, a.k.a. Delatone.
Okay, appreciate that. And what's your connection to this month's Art Loop?
This month's Art Loop, I and my brother Michael Henson, we actually own an art collective called Set Trip, and it's a bunch of artists through Wilmington. And right now we have all of our art inside of 3 venues. The venues are Film Brothers, Sports Connection, and right now which we're in is the Chris White Gallery.
Oh, appreciate that. So can you tell me more about Set Trip? Like, what was the motivation or inspiration to get Set Trip started, and what are the type of things that you want Set Trip to be?
Okay, well, beforehand, we had a group called FG, and it was a clothing line that we had in high school. It did pretty well, however, we wanted to expand more. We wanted a lot of the inner city talent artists, not just music artists, but just like actual graphic designers, illustrators, to actually be seen. And we decided to make Set Trip, because we're all from the North Side area, however, it doesn't really matter what area you're from. We're all representing the same thing, that's love and art. So once we made that together, we decided it's like a family business. And now our goal is possibly get around 15 to 20 of our family, our close-knit artists from the Wilmington area, and put them all together in Set Trip and expand further throughout the East Coast and possibly the nation.
There you have it, everybody. We had a few artists just tell us what they like about their art, why they do art, and what it means to them and what it symbolizes to them, as well as just different people saying what this artwork or what certain artwork means to them. And we also had a little poetry in there, so we really hitting the music and art scene real hard in these streets. So stay tuned for the next show of In These Streets, and I'll see you in these streets. We out.
So we're live outside of Bethel. You're watching The Advocate, and this is the Voices for the Voiceless segment. As always, it's your #1 advocate. We're going to go in here and check out the Youth of the Year contest that they got going on. Youth praising and worshiping God. What more can you ask for? So we're going to go check that out. Make sure you stay tuned.
This evening is very, very special. We have 3 opportunities to display their leadership and their talent within the church, and win money, and win some money,
and that I don't have to struggle as much as others due to my surroundings and family. I thought I didn't have anything good to say or important to say. I choose life. Pregnant stomachs, hands sagging, is this what the world has got? Because hear my heart's cry. All about it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Oh, one day when it's all said and done.
So we're here and we just saw a great performance from Bethel AME Youth of the Year performances. So we're here with
Maya Knox.
Maya Knox, you did an excellent job. So how do you feel about the Youth of the Year performance?
I think the Youth of the Year performance was great. It was a great experience to show your God-given talents.
And why do you think it's important for young people to come in and show off their talent and worship God at the same time?
I think it's very important because God gave you a talent. You should use it so that your days may be long upon the land.
And how do you plan on taking the knowledge that you're learning here at Bethel and learning with all the organizations that you're involved with and passing along to other young people so they can know God?
I will encourage my peers to go to church or at least get involved, or if I have an activity here, I will invite them.
All right, so we're here with our other contestant from the Bethel Youth of the Year performance. So you want to tell everybody your name?
Janelle Hall.
How you doing, Janelle? You did a great job up there. So how do you feel about the overall performance tonight?
I think it was a great experience. I've learned a lot from this experience, learning how to public speak better, just everything. My nerves calmed down. It's just a great experience.
Great experience. And why do you think it's important for young people to get out, show their talents, and worship God at the same time?
If you do this, it gets you really close to God. Like, your relationships get so much better. And if you show your testimony, you can help people build their relationship as well.
And you're talking about sharing your testimony. So why do you think it's important, or how do you plan, rather, to go out and share what you learn in here at Bethel and other programs that you're involved with to help other people get closer to God?
But if I share my testimony, tell them what I believe in, then they can start believing and see that God actually is real and actually is working. So if I show them my relationship, they can build a relationship as well.
We are here at Bethel AME. You want to tell everybody your name?
Miss Chanel Knox Davis.
How you doing, Mrs. Davis? So what brought you out to the Bethel Youth of the Year performance?
I'm here to support my daughter.
Who's your daughter?
Maya Knox St. Paul.
Maya Knox. And why do you think it's important to, I guess, encourage her to do something like this? Because a lot of youth, wouldn't want to perform in this because in front of their peers worshiping God, that's the uncool thing to do. So what were some of the conversations that you had with her? Why did you encourage her to do something positive like this?
Well, I work with kids every day, and I see a lot of negativity in the community. So it's important to me to encourage my daughter and just kids in general to be more effective in their speech, understand how important education is to them, and the only thing that you have is yourself and your village. And I encourage her to be a part of positive organizations that will enhance her ability to be a productive adult.
And so I guess my last question for you would be, how do you plan, or what would your advice be, rather, to other parents and other young people out there who want to get to know God, who want to be able to worship God, but they just don't know how to? What would your recommendation be for them?
Find a organization, a church home that pour into the youth programs there. It's important that you connect your kid with something positive, because if you can't connect your child with something positive, a program that's positive, or God, something that is practicing positive spirituality, then kids tend to matriculate into those areas, those negative areas of drugs, dating, promiscuity. So I just encourage kids or parents to find what their kid is good at. And when you find what your child is good at and you sow that seed and you begin to water it, then they'll blossom into the person that you already know they are.
So we are here at Bethel AME. You want to tell everybody your name?
Regina Hall.
Ron Hall. And so what brought you out here, first of all?
Today's the Youth of the Year program, and my daughter Janelle participated in it.
Okay. And so why do you think it was important, or why do you think it was important for Janelle to be involved in a program like this, for her to be able to build that relationship with God? Like, why is that important to have in a young person's life?
It's very important because we want to make sure that she is grounded, she has a good foundation of the Lord, so that as she grows up, it'll, having that relationship with God will help her make the right decisions. Nobody's perfect, but she knows that she can pray, she can always go to God, and God will always have her back. And bringing her to church and being in the different activities, and even tonight, just helps build that stronger relationship with Christ.
And so for the parents and young people out there in the community who are looking to build that relationship with God, what would your advice be to them?
Definitely bring your kids to church, go to Sunday school, go to the children activities.
Encourage your kids.
Yeah, encourage them at home. It really really makes a difference. So as long as they understand who God is and put God first, they will have a good future.
So you heard it first here with the Advocate, and and we are going to close out. So until next week, you're watching the Advocate. Thank you. So once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in into this week's show. You heard some of the great things that are going on in the community and within the churches. It's important for our young people to believe in something or they'll fall for anything. A relationship with God is a key asset that young people need in their life. And it's important that we encourage the people who are not close with God to be able to build that relationship with God. So until next week, it's the #1 Advocate, and we're checking out.
Where can you find PNS? Everywhere. Who can have PNS? Everyone. Psychotedious necrexite syndrome. A syndrome characterized by sudden dull and drag disposition. Sensibor can help. Sensibor is a prescription drug that treats PNS. Tell your doctor if your PNS worsens or changes in mood, behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Dizziness or death may occur upon standing. People with brown eyes should not take Sensibor. Side effects include periodic blackouts, aggressive seizures, and loss of hearing. Ask your doctor about Sensibor. Boredom sucks. Sensibor might help.
Looking to become an MMA fighter? Train with the absolute best Delaware has to offer. Check out the Coalition. The Coalition is an elite MMA team developed by the best for you to become the best. Learn to anatomically break down your opponents in the cage with the effective, elusive striking of the MBJ Athletics Training Center. At Triple Threat Combat Sports, Delaware's only Yamasaki-affiliated program, you will learn degree grappling, the no-nonsense, most comprehensive form of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and a raw, pounding style of MMA striking. Team Coalition gives the best of both worlds. Two gyms, one program. Team Coalition.
What's up? It's the #1 Advocate here, and we're at the Wilmington Public Library. And what you're about to see is Wilmington police officers and Wilmington Public Library coming together and kick off their summer reading program. You're going to see some youth having a great time, lunch being served, and it's truly a community gathering for us to just better ourselves, better our relationships with the police officers, and just keep moving forward while encouraging literacy. Stay tuned.
See that? Is everybody shoes tied here? Hold his safety tips. See? Yeah. So she's acting out what happens if you're in the pool when it's collected. Bravo, bravo.
How's everybody doing? We're here at the Wilmington Library, and today we just saw an excellent program with Wilmington PD. So we're here with
Lisa Frank.
Lisa Frank. So can you tell us what today was and why was it important to have this in the community today?
Today was our kickoff event for the summer reading program, and this year's summer reading is Escape the Ordinary, and part of the program was heroes. So we are celebrating our local heroes. So we had the Wilmington Police here with their canines and doing a demonstration for adults and kids and their families.
And why is it important to focus on reading? We know that there was a lot of issues with the school systems here in the city of Wilmington in the past year. So what was the push or the drive behind having the summer reading program?
Just to make reading fun for adults, children, and teens.
Excellent. So you hear that you have to make sure that we're engaging our young people in reading over the summer so they don't forget their materials. And we have to also encourage them, bring in the superheroes, bring in the police officers, because it's important for them to build those relationships as well as learning better literacy skills. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gloria arrived in school. sat on stage looking lonely and let go of her hammer.
Dog too? Come on, walk with me. What if I walk all the way over here? Off means sit in Dutch. So if I said ah, what do you?
Okay.
You guys
ready? And you're going to hear my commands. I have to speak to Greta in French.
So we're here with some of the Wilmington police officers who came and read to some of the students here at the Wilmington Library today. So first and foremost, could you guys introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Officer Jake Dollinger.
Corporal Eric Meese.
Captain Stephen Macetic.
And I guess could you just give us a little insight on what you guys did here today at the Wilmington Library? Who wants to start us?
Sure. I started off and I read a book to the young children that were here called Officer Buckle and Gloria, and it went very well. The kids enjoyed the book and it went really great.
So why is it important for officers especially to come out and read to some of the students in the community?
Well, reading obviously is important. There's a lot of studies that have been done that not enough reading occurs at home and the children. So we encourage them to read, and hopefully by me reading the book to them, it was fun, and they will read more because of that.
And we also saw that some of the officers brought in their canine dogs. So you guys want to give us some information on your dogs?
Yeah, sure. So we brought in the dogs. The book that we're reading about actually is about a police officer and their police dog. So it was a nice transition to actually bring in a live dog, and the children can see what it is that the dogs do and whatnot. It provides a great avenue. A lot of these children, it's their first kind of prolonged experience with a police officer and police dogs. So it really goes a long way to help with the community and give them, a positive reinforcement as to what we do, and allows us to be more accessible to them, hopefully in the future. And combined with the reading, I think it's a wonderful program. We brought in 2 dogs. We brought in Rex, which is Belgian Malinois, and we brought in Corporal Dollinger's dog, which is Greta. She's also Belgian Malinois. They have different disciplines, and the kids were able to see kind of what they were about, and I think they had a really good time with it.
And I guess my last question for you would be, why do you think it's important for police officers to come in and build that better relationship? Because a lot of the music and media today, it's no surprise that it has a negative perception on police officers. So why do you think it's personally important to engage with students in that way? Because you guys aren't obligated to come out and do things like this, but I'm sure it was by choice.
Well, through this, they get firsthand at meeting us and to break that barrier where they may not come up to you on the street if they see you, but once they meet you from doing several demos before with Officer Meese, I see kids from schools all over, and they say, Officer Dollinger, and I think by coming in here and introducing him slowly, that kind of breaks the barrier down where if they do see you out on the street, they'll remember you and remember your canine and come and say hi to you. So.
And just so everyone at home knows, none of you guys are with community policing, correct?
No.
I used to be.
You used to be?
I worked over in, Bayard Square and Browntown area. Okay. So.
With the canine unit at the police department, though, doing demos is a tenet of the unit. It's very important that we do that. So we offer that to anyone at any time, free of charge, whether it's inside the city or outside of the city. I'd say at least half the demos we do are outside of the city for schools and organizations and whatnot. And we do that. And again, it helps to promote accessibility to police officers. It helps to promote, a good image and accessibility and bonding with the community. And I mean, as we all know right now, that's very important that we rebuild that trust and bring that out there. So if at any time anyone, needs a demo, it's something that we're here for. It's very important part of our unit, and we take a lot of pride in it.
Excellent. So you heard it first here on The Advocate that it's very important for youth to just be involved in literacy programs, but as well as you do not have to be in community policing to engage with people in the community, and you also don't have to be in a public library to engage with police officers. So next time you see a police officer around your area, make sure you wave, you say hi, and wish them safety because their job is hard. But not all police officers are bad, and we definitely appreciate you coming out and reading to the youth today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to know what's that? Malinois.
What you just saw was a successful kickoff between Wilmington Public Library, Wilmington Police Department, and their literacy program that's going to take place all throughout the summer. And you saw the Wilmington Police Department brought out some canine units, and the public library provided lunch. But it does not stop here. So we're going to encourage everybody to first follow us on Instagram at @advocate_show, and then hashtag #AdvocateShow of you doing something positive in your community, like reading a book to some young people over the summer. Make sure that we're all pushing literacy forward so we can help our reading readiness program and make sure that our youth are on point by 3rd grade reading levels, so we can also help with our test scores and make sure that we're bettering our relationships with members in our community. So get out there, make sure you hashtag and follow us on Instagram, and until next week, it's the #1 Advocate checking out.
Bernice's Educational School-Aid Center, located at 2516 West 4th Street, Wilmington, Delaware. Bernice's Educational School-Aid Center is a multifaceted facility that provides child care and enrichment services to children ages 6 weeks all the way through college. Child care services are provided Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Our children have very wholesome experiences. In our school-age program, our children enjoy going to the different activities that we provide during the summer. At our center, we focus on creating an atmosphere where infants can enjoy safety, comfort, and unconditional love. They are provided quiet rest time, proper nutrition, and stimulation by nurturing interactions. Their every need is satisfied. It all depends on how much money we can raise to be able to take care of our children. One thing that families and the parents and the community can do is to donate some money for our children, because field trips are extremely expensive and we need our children to be able to go on field trips. Our little tag for Bernice's Educational School-Aid Center is a place where infants and toddlers achieve academic success.